Do you remember when McDonald's launched its Big Mac in the early 2000s? It only cost around $2.39. Today, that same Big Mac costs about $5.65, an increase of over 136%. And it's not just McDonald's. When KFC offered its original bucket of chicken in the early 2000s, it cost only $9.99. Now, the same bucket costs around $20. Why is the price increasing even though the product is the same? The answer lies in one word: inflation. Today, we're diving deep into a pressing issue that's been affecting everyone's wallets. Why is there more inflation now, and how does it impact the everyday citizen? We'll also look at some practical ways to navigate through these challenging times. Stick till the end. Inflation refers to the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services rises, eroding purchasing power. Simply put, as inflation goes up, each dollar buys fewer goods and services. It's a crucial economic indicator, and understanding it helps us comprehend the health of an economy. Over the past few years, inflation in the United States has surged to levels not seen in decades. For instance, in 2020, the annual inflation rate was around 1.2%. However, by the end of 2022, it spiked to over 8%. This sharp increase has had widespread effects on the economy and daily life. In 2020, a gallon of milk cost about $3.22. By 2023, it rose to $4.16. A dozen eggs cost around $1.48 in 2020, but by 2023, the price jumped to $2.50. The average price per gallon of gasoline was $2.58 in 2020. In 2023, it surged to $3.85. The cost of filling up a typical 15-gallon tank went from $38.70 to $57.75. The median home price in 2020 was around $300,000. By 2023, it had surged to over $350,000. Monthly rents for a two-bedroom apartment averaged $1,200 in 2020 and increased to $1,500 in 2023. Monthly electricity bills that averaged $120 in 2020 rose to about $140 by 2023. Natural gas prices for heating went from an average of $50 per month to $70. A basic meal at a casual dining restaurant cost about $12 in 2020. By 2023, the price had increased to $15. The cost of a coffee from a popular coffee shop went from $2.50 in 2020 to $3.50 in 2023. Let's take a closer look at how this affects a typical household. Suppose you earn $3,000 a month. Previously, you spent $500 on groceries, which is roughly 16.7% of your income. With the price increases, the same groceries now cost around $650. This extra $150 represents a significant chunk of your budget, affecting your ability to save or spend on other essentials. Consider this scenario. You might have allocated $1,200 for rent, $500 for groceries, $300 for utilities, $200 for transportation, and $800 for other expenses. With the rise in grocery prices, you now face the challenge of fitting your budget into the same $3,000, causing a squeeze on savings and discretionary spending. This impact isn't just limited to groceries. Higher gasoline prices mean that commuting to work or taking family trips costs more. Increased housing costs might force some families to move to less desirable neighborhoods or downsize their living arrangements. Rising utility bills cut into funds that could have been saved or spent on other necessities. Several factors contribute to the current inflationary trends in the United States. The COVID-19 pandemic severely disrupted global supply chains, causing shortages and driving up prices. For example, factory shutdowns and shipping delays significantly impacted the availability of goods, with the Producer Price Index, PPI, for supply chain-related products increasing by 8.3% in 2021. As the economy reopened, pent-up consumer demand surged, outstripping supply. Government stimulus packages, such as the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, increased the money supply, contributing to higher demand.
The United States Senate has approved a $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief plan.
As more money is on the market, the price of products also increases because the supply of the product is less than the people with money. Additionally, rising oil and gas prices have a cascading effect on the cost of goods and services, as higher energy costs increase transportation and production costs, which are then passed on to consumers. For example, in March 2022, gasoline prices reached an average of $4.33 per gallon, a 70% increase from 2020. This increase in energy costs affects the price of other goods. For instance, transporting food products becomes more expensive, leading to higher prices at the grocery store. Labor shortages have led to wage increases in many sectors, with average hourly earnings rising by 5.6% year-over-year in April 2022, further driving up prices. The ongoing Russia-Ukraine war has exacerbated supply chain issues and increased energy prices globally, adding to inflationary pressures, with European natural gas prices increasing by over 300% since the conflict began. To cope with inflation, several strategies can be employed. Firstly, budget adjustments are crucial. For example, if you earn $4,000 per month and spend $4 per day on coffee, making it at home for less than $1 can save you around $90 per month. Cutting other unnecessary expenses, like dining out frequently, which can cost $50 per meal, or canceling unused subscription services that cost $10 per month, can also save hundreds of dollars annually. Secondly, cost-cutting measures such as shopping for discounts, buying in bulk, or using energy-saving measures to reduce utility bills can lead to significant savings. For instance, cooking at home instead of dining out could save you about $200 monthly if you typically spend $10 per meal at restaurants. Investing wisely is another key strategy. Consider assets that typically outperform inflation, like real estate or inflation-protected securities. Diversifying your portfolio can help protect your wealth. For example, a 5% return on a $10,000 investment in inflation-protected securities can yield an additional $500 annually. Increasing your income by exploring side gigs or asking for a raise can offset higher living costs. For instance, taking up freelance work or a part-time job that pays $15 per hour can add a few $100s to your monthly income. Using coupons and loyalty programs also helps. Many stores and credit cards offer rewards and cashback that can reduce everyday spending by about $50 monthly. Investing in energy-efficient appliances and home improvements can lead to significant long-term savings on utility bills. For example, switching to energy-efficient light bulbs and appliances can save about $30 per month on electricity. Lastly, managing debt is essential. Paying down high-interest debt is crucial as inflation and interest rates rise, making it more expensive to carry debt. Reducing your debt load by paying off a $5,000 credit card debt with a 20% interest rate can save you about $1,000 annually in interest. These combined strategies can help mitigate the impact of inflation on your finances.